Hello, I'm Edward Tarte, once a Catholic priest for 5 years in the 1960s, now an atheist, which simply means I find no credible evidence for the existence of any God. Today is January 23, 2011. In this video, I want to respond to a very brief email that I received 2 days ago from a Catholic priest who, according to the internet, is an assistant pastor in a parish very far from here. He probably ran across me on YouTube and watched one or more of my videos. I am going to be very critical of his email, but I want to begin by saying to the priest, thank you for sending it to me. In the email, he addresses me as Father Tarte. Here is the entire email. Dear Father Tarte, once a priest, always a priest. The Sacred Heart of Jesus is an ocean of mercy waiting for your yes. Peace. And he signed his name, which in order to protect his privacy I will not disclose. I want to respond phrase by phrase. Much of what I will say I have documented in other videos. First phrase, the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Catholic devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus is a mindset that perceives extremely ardent love on the part of the biblical Jesus toward us. But I have many difficulties with this perception. We have no solid persuasive evidence that Jesus even existed. We have no reliable accounts of what he said or did, nor of the purposes of his actions, whatever they were. The Catholic teaching is that the biblical Jesus is God. But the biblical God endorses slavery, mass murder, mass torture, child abuse, cannibalism, rape, incest, animal and human sacrifice, killing of people who work on the Sabbath, killing of homosexuals. Jesus, with his Sacred Heart, reportedly said he wanted unbelievers to be brought to him so that they could be killed in his presence. The Catholic Jesus tells Catholics and other Christians, yes, in my Sacred Heart I love you ardently, but if you do not accept me totally, I will have you tortured forever in hell. So for these reasons and many more, I reject devotion to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. Now the next phrase in the priest's email. The priest said that the Sacred Heart of Jesus is an ocean of mercy. I will discuss this figure of speech, ocean of mercy. It implies that I need a lot of mercy from Jesus because I have sinned very big. Indeed, here is Catholic teaching concerning me based on what I was taught in the seminary. I had and still have thorough knowledge and understanding of Catholic teaching, but I left the Catholic Church. That was therefore a huge sin deserving of hell. It was all the worse because I was a priest. By leaving the Catholic Church and the priesthood, my soul lost the state of grace in the sight of God. I stopped being headed toward heaven and entered a condition of sin headed toward hell. I became a math teacher. For 42 years, continuing to this very day, I have spent thousands of hours striving to foster knowledge and intellectual power in young minds. But in the eyes of the Catholic God, none of that counts in my favor because I did it all in a state of sin. Now the truth is that when I was a Catholic, the Catholic religion had poisoned my brain and left it in a dormant condition. But the time came when my brain began to awake and I started using it critically and skeptically. And that is what led to my departure from the Catholic Church and to my eventually becoming an atheist. Using my brain to the best of my ability is the root of what the Catholic Church calls my state of sin, for which, according to this priest, Jesus has toward me an ocean of mercy. Now, in the next phrase, the priest says that Jesus is waiting for my yes. To what must I say yes? I must say yes to a whole elaborate system of Catholic doctrine, beginning with the existence of the biblical God, for which there is no credible evidence. I must say yes to the Catholic Church's pathologically evil preoccupation with sex that condemns as seriously sinful masturbation, artificial birth control, use of condoms, thought crimes in entertaining sexual fantasies. I must say yes to the Catholic Church's bigotry against homosexuals and against women as being inferior to men. I must say yes to the Catholic Church's opposition to the Death with Dignity movement. I must say yes to the Catholic Church's indoctrination of little children to simultaneously love Jesus and be scared of him because he could send them to hell. I must say yes to faith without evidence, and I must say no to the proper use of my brain. In order to follow what this priest urges, what would I have to do? I would have to sincerely renounce the past 42 years of my life as a math teacher, go to confession with true repentance, and then seek reinstatement to the active priesthood by the local bishop. He would presumably assign me to be a priest in residence at some parish, where I, at age 76, could take it easy, possibly say Mass, give out communion, as I used to do some limited preaching, hear some confessions, and perhaps do some other totally worthless and indeed harmful things. Will I respond to this priest's plea and say yes to his Jesus and to his Catholic Church? No, indeed. I plan to continue just what I am doing as long as I am able, tutoring students in math, enjoying music and chess, playing my piano, making these videos, opposing religion. Is it I who should evaluate my life and consider turning it around? No. Who does need to evaluate his life? You, the priest who sent me the email. All you priests, all you religious ministers, all you religious believers. To my fellow atheists, would you like to leave a comment at this video in which you speak to the priest who sent me the email before I forward this video to him? He meant well, and to that priest I again say, thank you for emailing me. To all of you, thank you for watching this video.